Ugh. Hello brothers and sisters of YouTube, my name is Joker Fanatic Hughes, and today I bring you my review of my Saberforge Fallen Saber. This saber is a replica of the saber of one of, if not my favorite, Force user in Star Wars. I was contemplating calling him a Sith, and then contemplating calling him a Jedi, and I was like, but I'm not sure he matches either of those titles. Huh. Because the Jedi slash Sith that this saber is from is Darth Revan. And Darth Revan was originally he was a Jedi, and then the Mandalorian Wars came around, and he joined in the Mandalorian Wars against orders of the Council, and he fought off the Mandalorians. But in the process he became dark, and he started to seek power. And so then he found the forge. I forget what kind of forge it was. But yeah, he found a forge, made an army for himself with the help of his apprentice, Malak. And they began conquering the world. And then, after he was a Sith, he got brainwashed, or brainwiped, and joined the Jedi again, went against his friend Malak, who had betrayed him and had during the Sith times. So Revan went after Malak, but then after he went after him, he got told who he was. He killed Malak, and then he became a Sith Lord again, I think. Because he had a nice, happy life with Bastila Shan, I believe her name was. And then he went on search for the Emperor again, and wanted to kill the Emperor, got imprisoned for 300 years, in carbonite, I believe it was, so he lived those 300 years. And when he woke up, he tried to kill the Emperor again, or bring him back and kill him. And so, like, Jedi and Sith ganged together to kill him, because he was too powerful for any of them. And I would argue that Revan could be the most powerful Force user of all of Star Wars, in my personal opinion. Maybe the Emperor could beat him out, but, like, one of the Emperors, I think. But I think Revan definitely has his own standing there high in the Force power ranking. Anyway, but yeah, this is the Saberforge Fallen. It actually has a little bit of rust beginning to form on the brass bits. So there's that. It's not polished and clear-coated, which is something I dislike. I requested there be a brass CoverTech knob and a brass blade plug, and they happily provided, because I thought that the brass accents on those two pieces would better accent the brass ring here, and they do. Whenever it's on your belt, it looks lovely with those brass accents. It looks amazing. So, yeah, it's a replica of the saber that Revan had when he was first a Jedi. I believe that's it. When he was his first ever saber. Personally, like, when Revan had it, he had a blue blade. I have a green blade, because I'm personally a Jedi consular, which means you search for knowledge, and you are more of a Force user than a lightsaber user. So I prefer the green blade, personally. But yeah, what's funny is that, for one, the tip never stayed on. I've had to readjust that tip back on tons of times. It always flies off. For me. But that's because I do high-intensity dueling. High intensity. But, Overall, personally, I think the saber is amazing. When you get it unpolished and without clear coat, there is a piece here. Those little divots, they will actually, you won't feel it at all. It won't cause pain, but they sometimes cut the hand. And no, not like draw blood or anything, and you won't notice any marks, but you'll find like dead skin in those little divots. And it's kind of gross whenever you're fighting and you're like, ugh, my hand is degrading into my saber. Polish and clear coat seems to stop that. If you get polish and clear coat, it won't cut into your hand at all. It won't do any of that. But with the regular machine version, it has that kind of sharp, edgy feel. So, there's that. Surprisingly, this saber that I have here is made for hacking and cleaving at my enemies, whereas my Saberforge Prodigy is made for my light attacks. Yet my Saberforge Prodigy is more damaged and the blade is more broken than this one, when this one's made for more, when this one I got for more intensity. Then again, it's an apprentice saber, whereas this one is an elite saber. So this one is probably made for more powerful fights. So yeah. That's the Saberforge Fallen. Quite the good lightsaber in my opinion. And this little chunk here where it's a little thicker is great for one-handed use. It makes the saber very maneuverable and it feels amazing. And then two-handed grip, it works perfectly for that. The only thing that I have against it is if you're going for a little bit of light and fast and agile lightsaber combat, this one's a little bulky, because whenever you swing it, it'll actually take a second to stop. It'll keep going and bounce back and reverberate a bit. Whereas my other one, it'll stop and won't bounce back or reverberate at all. Because this saber, the Fallen, is a lot more bulky, whereas the Prodigy is light. It's made for quick moves, and it'll work great. So, overall, I personally love this saber. I'm hoping to get a thin neck to match it, hopefully the Exalted with a brass cover tech knob, and I was wondering if they'd be able to make the inside cone of the thin neck from the emitter, the inside cone brass, for display. But who knows? They might not. But yeah. Anyway, I know I've made this video a whole heck of a lot more short than my Prodigy one, but oh well. Anyway, but yeah. Overall, the saber is an amazing one if you're trying to do heavy swings or trying to do a very tough kind of fighting style. Anyway, that's all the time I have for this episode, brothers and sisters of YouTube. My god, that was so much shorter than my previous one. If you like the video, please like, comment, and or subscribe, and definitely share the video with your friends. And definitely look through my other videos, and look if you like my channel. Subscribe, please. I please welcome your subscriptions if you would like to check out my channel and all its different mysteries. Anyway, that's all the time I have for this episode, and I'll see you, brothers and sisters of YouTube, in the next video. Yeah. That's Joker Fanatic Hughes. Signing out. Sciatic nerve pain sucks.